Hello, hi, it's Liz here again, and I'm back today to take part in Roxy's weekly challenge run by Rachel, and we are at week 18 and we're going to make journal cards with hidden ephemera pockets. So I've chosen what I want to use today, and I'm going to use a sheet from the Stamperia Garden Scrapbooking 12 by 12. I've already used some bits from this, so I'm be glad to use what's left up. So I have taken a sheet, this sheet, which has got a plainish back, so that's good. And yeah, so it's a sort of patchwork of different things. A watering can, some flowers, some birds, some music. It's a beautiful sheet of paper. And you also need some vellum. Well, Roxy used some clear acetate or some clear plastic, but I don't have any of that, so I'm just going to use the vellum for my pockets. I found a couple of sheets in the cupboard, and she used patterned vellum to cover the journal cards to make it the hidden spots. The patterned vellum I have is a Tim Holtz patterned vellum, and it's very, very dark, and I wanted to keep it light. If I put something dark on top of this paper, you wouldn't see the gorgeous pastel vintagey colours, so I thought maybe I would use this up. I've had this for a long time, so it gets another bit of stash used up, but we'll see how that goes together. Right, so the first thing you need to do is just to trim this up to, and I'm deciding to make my cards 12 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So we need to trim this paper up to a 12 and then another 12, and then we'll cut them down to 10. I think that's quite a good size. So over to 12. And I've got a little bit left for another day. And then we're going to make it 10. Where's the 10? It's hidden underneath there. I'm guessing that's the 10. We'll say that's the 10. It doesn't need to be exact, does it? Well, I suppose it does, but and a little bit of this. They should all be the same, and they should all be 12 by 10. Yep, excellent. Now I wonder how many we can get done. That's 3. Let's cut another 3 and we'll see how we go, because there's not really a huge amount to them. I'm going to be sewing. Rachel glued first before she sewed, but because I'm using the vellum, I'm not all that sure what the best glue would be that doesn't show through. And I think I can probably just take them straight to the sewing machine. There, I've got lovely cards. They're already quite nice on their own, aren't they? So I've got 6 of them, and what I need to do now is make the vellum pocket. So I'm going to make it, Rachel put 2 pockets, I'm just going to put 1 pocket and make it a pocket across the middle. So that means I need to cut this vellum 12 by 5. You need to be quite good at maths for this, don't you? Oh dear. Right, so a 12 is about there. And then we're cutting it to 5. So we don't need that anymore. We can just go down here and cut that to 5. That seems awful small, is that? Yeah, that's right. Just seemed awful tiny. So I'm going to get quite a few out of this, just this one bit. So I hope everyone is well. Thanks for all your support, lovely comments. Hello to the new subscribers. Great to have you here. I hope you can join in some of the makes or let me know. So what we do is we just sit that and that becomes the pocket. So I need my, excuse me, because I want to put a little notch about. There we are. Let's just do them all. I've got 4 of the vellum from that piece, so I think maybe I'll just do the 4, see how it goes. Right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me just bring them down a bit to see. They're all the same anyway. So what Rachel did was she just put a thin line of glue before she sewed round, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to sew round because I don't know that I have the correct glue that wouldn't show up very well. So that's, in fact, I've brought a little spare bit of washi and I'm thinking maybe that'll just hold it temporarily until I sew round. So we're going to be sewing round. Yeah, that'll hold it and I'll be able to sew round the 3 sides. I wonder if I'm going right the way round. Yeah, I could do that. In fact, that's what you do because the next step you sew on to. So let's just get these temporarily stuck down. There we are. And last one. So that will hold that in place till I can sew round. And then what you do is you get your vellum. I actually don't know what this is. Artos paper. Don't know. Which one do I want? Which one can you see through the best? The leaves or the swirl? I think I want the leaves because it matches better, doesn't it? So again, I need to cut these to this size because this goes on and then it just gets sewn along the top and that just becomes a soft flap. So we'll just move them over there and we will get the cutter back out and we will cut, and it was 12 by 10. So we'll cut a 12 first. I wonder how this will cut. It cut all right. And That's right, isn't it? A 10, yes. Just ignore me while I talk to myself. Do you do that? And 10. So these will go in my little basket for mass makes, so that I can use them up. The basket's filling up, which is good. And it's amazing how much stash, because I'm obviously been a card maker for, oh, that should have been 10. That's what I get for trying to blether at the same time. So that's a 10. And have I made this one too small? Yeah. Well, that piece will do something else. So I'll need to use the other pattern for one. Yeah, so the stash that I have, obviously there's a lot of crossover to the paper craft. Now make sure you do this one 10. Come on, pay attention. So it's good that I get to use up quite a lot of the stash that I've had for a long time. Right, so then these become the covers, and these only get sewn across the top, and it just becomes a hidden flap. Well, that's quite glittery on the other side. I wonder if I should use the glitter side. I'm not really a glittery person, but it's actually quite nice. Yeah, might use this side. Yeah, that side's glittery too. That's quite pretty. Right, so I'm sewing there, there and there, and then putting that on top and going along the top. That's the plan. That's it. So I'm going to take all my bits off to the sewing machine and I'll be back. So I'm really pleased with how these have sewn up. They're very cute. I mixed it up a little bit. I put a glittery side out on that one, and I did 2 zigzags and 2 straight stitches along the top. And when you open it up, you get the glittery side and you get the pocket, which has been sewn round. So that's quite ingenious. Of course, you could make double-sized ones and have multiple pockets, or put another, make it slightly longer and have a second pocket. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how they've turned out. So I've looked out some bits of ephemera, and just to see how the little pocket will work to store things in, because I think that's what I'll be using it for. So I've got lots of those modern style flowers. Thought I would pop in there. Oh, that works quite well. Rachel said as well it would be good for using in your journal if you were travelling, because then you could fill it up with, if you were on a journey or you were travelling or you were on holiday, you could fill it up with your bits that you wanted to use while you were away for your journaling, or you could use it to keep your ticket stubs and menus or receipts of things that you get along the way. If you're anything like me, everything gets kept. Hubby knows not to throw anything out. It's like you'll be wanting that parking stub ticket thing. I'm like, yeah, I will be wanting that. So I can keep those flowers in there and those flowers in there, and then maybe one for the leaves. And I can maybe keep these in my nature journal, because I'll be using these flowers and leaves maybe to decorate that at a future time. So that's what we can do. But how cute are they? I'm pleased with how they've turned out. Let's just put all of them in the last one. Just a kind of miscellaneous bundle. I think there's a feather in there. We'll call it a flower. Yeah. And of course you could put a label on the front. If you were using a travel one, you could have a travel themed rather than leaves, and obviously that would be different paper you would use, and it just takes 2 seconds to sew that up and sew that on, and you could clip them in. You could clip them into your journal, or they could all sit in an even bigger pocket in the front of the journal, and then you just take out what you need. You could have washi tape samples, you could have stickers, you could have all sorts, and then just label them up. In fact, you could put a ring, you could attach them all together, put something there to attach them all. Oh, I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. So that was quite a quick one today, but quite effective. And yeah, so see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.